Are about to get a master class of how to actually find support and resistance, but instead of just using the basic, oh, here's a normal candlestick, hopefully this is a double top, or maybe there's resistance up there, I'm going to show you guys how to do it with just one order flow tool to give you a better edge in your trades. Let's get into this video. Make sure you guys are paying attention. You're locked in. Let's get started. For this to work, for this edge to work very, very well, you need to either be on a 1 minute or a 3 minute. Those are the best time frames that I found in my testing. Number 2 is Heikin-Ashi candles. They're going to help you smooth out all of the price action so that it looks a lot cleaner on your screen, and then that way it helps make better logical decisions. Number 3, you can add 2 of these order flow indicators. I know I said 1 in the beginning, but technically you probably should have both of these, which is going to be a CVD, which is down here at the bottom, and up here a volume profile based on the session. All we're really going to be doing is really simple, right? On a 1 or 3 minute, we're going to see if an area, which is a change of character, is correct. Meaning, so let's break it down into just like third graders talking, is if I see the same people selling at the exact same area, I'm going to essentially just hit the sell button. That's all I need to do. I just need to make sure, though, I'm in an area in which I can be comfortable selling with these exact same people or buying with these exact same people. I am to believe that this right here at 9:39 today, at market open, 9:39 here, was our first quote-unquote change of character, meaning that a lot of buyers stepped in, and I want to see if those buyers are correct. Well, I'll do one of two things. I will either wait and I'll draw up an area, so from the wick to the body of the candle, I will draw up something like that, to see if we tap back into these zones, and then I can take another buy with the CVD. Now remember, the volume profile did shift, okay? Our POC used to be somewhere like here. As of this morning, we can actually still see it in the volume. So when we zoom out, look at all of the volume in this area, right? Big cluster of volume here, another big cluster of volume there. So I know that there's decent potential for this to actually bounce and just rip higher. Number 2, I want to start really paying attention here to order flow. And I literally mean I want to see how the flow of the market is going. Are we having big bullish momentum? Are we kind of going sideways? Order flow and price action, they're not friendly today. They don't want to be friends. They're just mad. What's going on with my order flow? What's going on with my volume profile? Remember, just these 2 things. Very, very simple for you guys. Like literally I can teach this to a 3rd grader, and I bet they will be a millionaire trader by the time they're in the 4th grade. Down here, we can see absorption happening, right? Like I said, change of character. Now, do I know that this is a change of character? Absolutely not. That's why I wouldn't be the first person to take this buy. Yes, there are some things that like presented itself to me that look good, but that doesn't mean I necessarily want to be the first person at the market open. I want to wait to see if we get a crash, a change, and then a crash again. Now, you have a few options. Once again, what we need to start doing is drawing out our lows. Well, if this is really a change of character here in the order flow, I know, like I said, we are in our volume profile, and I can see that. Let's zoom in. All I need to start doing is paying attention to the trend. If this is a real bullish momentum, buyers are really here and sellers are getting softer and weaker in these areas, well, I need to see a few things happening, right? Let's go back to kindergarten of day trading. Higher highs, lower highs, higher highs, lower highs. If we believe that to be the case, then we know, you and I both should know, that the minute this trade hits a 50% retracement or even a 90% retracement, as long as the order flow now is printing correctly in the volume profile session, meaning that all the volume's still here, order flow still showing me a lot of buyers are active, I can with utmost confidence essentially hit the buy button and expect a winning result. Let's look at it now. Once again, we're going to break now. Let's break it down a little bit slower. Remember, market open, we're just waiting for the market to make either a change of character or a correction, showing us the exact same thing. Market is showing us here in price action, just like order flow, they're both doing the same thing, right? They're both going down, both going down. Now we see them both bounce. Now we see them both bounce. Okay, so thing number 1 in my brain is going bing, 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 bing. These are both doing the same thing. The market and the order flow now are in alignment. The more they're in alignment, the more I can trust that the market wants to absorb at 50% or 50% retracements, whatever it may be, and we should yield a positive result, meaning that we should win the trade, like point blank period. If order flow and price action are both showing me that they're really strong in this volume area, and they're both showing me the exact same formula of like, both want to go up, both retrace, both want to go up. Cool. I have now a few things in my favor of like, all I need to do really is sit back and hit the button when these candles essentially show me some green and go from there, risk accordingly. By the way, you do not want to be the first person in the stab. You can be the first person in the stab if you're okay risking like 10 points, whatever, on like one micro and see what happens, fine. But if you're wanting to take trades with at least an 80-90% win rate and really focus on like, okay, what is it that I need to do better? Then this is what you really need to be doing. You need to let the market adapt. We need to let the market adapt. We need to figure out, okay, if this is really an absorption down here at this, 938 level, fine. Let's figure out though, if the market wants to push higher, retrace, then give us a higher low. So now we can look at this in just basic, kindergarten. Remember kindergarten stuff? This is what the market's printing. That's what the market's printing. We can see market wants to go higher, higher. We get our first right here in this little pocket, our first green doji. We can go down here at 950 to match it up. So technically we had a little bit of a sneak peek. Actually at 949, the delta started printing much more buyers than sellers. And then here we essentially got a confirmation at 950. So we have a sneak peek, meaning that we have candles showing me that there are buyers active in this area. And then buyers then actually portray the same thing. So they are now telling us that buyers are active here at 950. Cool. You could very easily risk to the bottom of that. That's about 19 points. And you say, hey, I want to go back to the higher high. Well, if you waited literally just 2 minutes, you would have made 62 points just doing this very simple thing. You might say, well, of course, it's easy to trade it after that. Of course, it's easier to do this after the fact. Well, if you guys actually go and look at my YouTube shorts, I took the short right here in this area to pass a bunch of Apex accounts. I literally took this short here, making me on it. Now, I did it in the opposite way, right? Instead of going with this overall uptrend, I'm able to read it to go to the downside potential, right? Doing the same thing, essentially. Looking here, right? So looking here, 945, sellers are active. They get a little bit of a push down. They come back into this area. Sellers are active again here at 954. So what do? I make sure it lines up for me. 945, sellers are here. Okay, where are we? 954. So 954, sellers are active again here. Let's zoom in on the delta. We are in this area, a true area of support and resistance. So if I am to believe that there are sellers here not once, but twice, all I need to do is assess the risk, go, okay, I'm going to try to short here with the risk of whatever it is, 10, 15, 20 points. I was literally able to pass 2 Apex accounts just doing that short this morning. If you guys don't believe me, like I said, go watch the shorts. I was like literally an $11,000 day. I passed like a few Apex accounts, plus I made some on my PA. So it was like an $11,000 day altogether. Just doing this so simply. Now you could do this on a 1 minute. You can also do it on a 3 minute. 3 minute takes a little bit longer, I'll be honest. You do need to essentially wait a little bit longer on a 3 minute. You can do it a little bit easier on a 1 minute. Typically it pops up more often. But once again, just doing that, finding true support and resistance. And look, if you guys look here, right? We've got confirmation here. We've got change of character here. We've got confirmation right here. We have also another confirmation. We are in this zone 3 times. Let's say you're not comfortable taking the 50% retracement. You're like, I would rather take the 70, 80% retracement until this thing is completely flushed in my favor. Fine, no problem. Wait for the third one. Like this happened literally in the span of 20 minutes? You guys have 20 minutes to trade if you're just slow and steady. Once again, look at here in order flow. 939, massive bullish print here in the order flow, massive bullish print. We are now seeing it in an uptrend here. We are still seeing the exact same uptrend here over and over and over again. Right here, look, here's your fourth one. Here's your fourth one now. So now we've had 1 trade go in our favor, 2 trades go in our favor, technically even here at 10, 12, 4 trades or 3 trades go in our favor, right? We had 1, 2, and now 3. Just following the order flow, making sure that the support and resistance is getting respected, waiting for those pullbacks, and following the trend of the overall order flow. I'm not following the trend of the price action. I'm following the trend of the order flow. You guys need to understand that. Follow the trend of the order flow so that way you are constantly taking these small pullbacks into retracement levels, knowing that in my order flow, if we looked at just the order flow now, change of character, confirmation of character, more confirmation, more confirmation, more confirmation. We could literally see all of these trends are above, by the way. All of these trends are above the 930 here, the 938 opening swing. So once again, very, very easy for you guys to see this. It is really easy to be a profitable trader if you just utilize one or two tools and you use it as a true trader, and you're like, every time the trade goes in this pocket or this area of support and resistance, I will look for the trade. Now, you could do this counter trend trading like I did. You could do this with the trend trading. You guys can do this on a 1 minute or a 3 minute. Now, on a 3 minute, it might be a little bit harder for you guys because once again, you're not seeing it as clean on a 1 minute. For me, on a 3 minute, I want it to be multiple candles in a row before I start finding that support or resistance area. So I'll give you guys a really good example, obviously. We can see this morning on the 3 minute, we just got a lot of chop here, right? This was the market open from 9:30 to about 10 o'clock. Market just went sideways on a 3 minute. Maybe you're not comfortable trading that. What I would start doing is pay attention. I would start looking for 4, 5, 6, 7 candles in a row. That's why I told you guys on the 3 minute, it could take longer. You might be waiting a lot longer on a 3 minute than you would on a 1 minute. And that's fine because sometimes the 3 minute prints better. Sometimes the 1 minute prints better. It's just depending on the day. This would have worked out here at 10:42, so we would have had to wait about an hour and 12 minutes past market open, but that's okay. Market finally breaks a clean to the upside. Order flow is following that clean breakout to the upside, and all I want to start doing is paying attention to areas in which the market respects these sellers. Here was our 8:30 news all the way up here, so we do have 8:30 news that printed pretty negative. It forced the market to go down, no problem. No problem at all. If I believe that this is a true, and I mean true change of character, that sellers are really here, sellers are like, no more, you're not going to go any higher, we've stopped you, then I need to wait for this to actually melt, come back up, and show me again in this area what's going on. Now, we could go into order flow. Here at 10:42, here it is, once again, drawing up in this area. Yes, it technically is slightly above here, but if I look at my actual price action, my price action is still showing me equal highs. I don't mind taking that stab on a 3 minute. Like, I don't mind taking that type of trade on the 3 minute because I'm also respecting price action. I'm respecting the news here, and I do at least have negative data being printed in the order flow. So here it is. You're not taking stab number one. You're not taking trade number one. You're looking for trade number two here. You're going, okay, we are in this area respectfully. We have come here twice. If I think sellers are apparent, I just need to make sure in the order flow, we aren't like a mile away, right? We need to make sure that at least they're somewhat in the same area. Now, if that means you wait for 11:12 on this candle here to take the trade, fine, so be it. You still would have caught 40 points, right? But you got to remember that the risk starts becoming higher. You got to risk 30 to make 40. It's a 1-to-1 and it's not bad. I prefer to take the first stab here because I know the first trade showed us that there were enough selling pressure here. Then we essentially go, okay, there's enough selling pressure there. We pull back. I see price action showing me again a resistance, and I just want to try it here, making sure order flow is also printing me negative data. Now, that's how I find support and resistance using order flow to give me a higher edge, a much higher win rate percentage, but also understanding that if I do it correctly in these areas, my win rate will go from like a 60% all the way up to like 80+%. This is what I teach you guys, by the way, in the live. These are the same trades I typically call out for you guys. Super simple to understand. Genuinely, all you guys got to do is just find areas of support and resistance in your price action and your order flow. Make sure they're doing the exact same thing so they're both showing support or resistance in an area. If that doesn't make sense, go back, rewatch this video, share it with a friend, a family member who's also learning trading and just wanting to use basic support and resistance, adding one level of order flow to it to help you be a more profitable trader. I'm running the promotion for only $50 right now for you guys literally to copy trade me every single day. I have it right now. It is only $50. That's it. For you guys to literally copy trade me every single day to trade live with us, to be a part of the Christ-centered community. Stop losing, start winning. Let's do it with God always first. I'll see you guys in the community. Link in the description or in the comment section. God bless.